How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we're going to talk about California's Governor Gavin Newsom proposing a tax on drinking water. Now, he said the reason is because some communities don't, quote unquote, have access to safe drinking water. So the tax is going to create a fund for them. And you see the headline right over my shoulder. California's Gavin Newsom proposes tax on drinking water in the first budget. So as of right now, as I'm talking, it's only a proposal in the budget. I'm not quite sure if it's going to go through or if it's gone through yet as you're hearing me talk. Either way it goes, this is not a good thing to propose or to actually implement. But let's get into the article to see what it says and to see any kind of further explanation for this particular proposal. And the article reads, California Governor Gavin Newsom proposes first budget for the state on Friday, and it includes a tax on drinking water. The budget, titled California for All, declares drinking water a fundamental right and adds the budget includes short-term measures to bring immediate relief to communities without safe drinking water, and also proposes an ongoing sustainable funding source to address this problem into the future. That source is a new fund, Safe and Affordable Drinking Water Fund. Now, let's pause for a moment. How are you going to tax drinking water to create a fund for more drinking water? It makes no sense. So basically what you're saying is people that have access to quote unquote safe drinking water are going to pay more for their water than other people. And those who are going to have access to these funds, how much are they going to pay for their drinking water? Is it going to be the equivalent? It just seems kind of silly. Why don't you just make the budget make more sense in other ways? Cut out a lot of the useless spending, the bridges to nowhere, all the stuff on illegal immigrants. Oh my goodness. Think about this. How many of these people that are going to be benefiting from the quote unquote, what's this, the safe and affordable drinking water fund? How many of them that benefit from this are going to be illegal immigrants? Now, if I was in California, I wouldn't want 1 red cent of my tax money is going to anybody that is not here legally. All right. I don't care about what country you come from, what color you are. You can be black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe. If you're here illegally, my tax dollars should not go to you. And how are you going to tax water that you drink? Now, I can understand a little bit if you're out there washing your car during a drought or something like that. I can understand being restricted from doing that, but you're going to tax me for my drinking water? If water is a fundamental right, then why are you making it cost more? Why are you making it less accessible to me? It's doublespeak. I think the reason why they're taxing the water is to have people use less of it, similar to the gas tax. And the gas tax does not necessarily go towards gas related things, roads and things like that. It probably goes to whatever the government wants it to go on, into their own pockets or whatever the case may be. So this whole thing about water, paying for water, is kind of crazy. And if it's a right, why make it less accessible to me? It should be more accessible. Well, maybe you're looking at it like, okay, those who can afford to pay the gas tax, the water tax, which is pretty much not a choosing thing. If you're going to put a tax on water, it probably won't be discriminate. But maybe your thought process is some are going to suffer for the greater good, which is to help a few people that don't have, quote unquote, access to clean drinking water. But I'm going to move on in the article to see what it says. Safe and Affordable Drinking Water Fund established a new special fund with a dedicated funding source from new water, fertilizer, and dairy fees to enable the State Water Resources Control Board to assist communities, particularly disadvantaged communities, in paying for the short-term and long-term costs of obtaining access to safe and affordable drinking water. The proposal is consistent with the policy framework of SB 623, introduced in the 2017-2018 legislative session. The budget also includes $4.9 million general fund on a one-time basis for the State Water Resources Control Board and the Department of Food and Agriculture to make initial steps toward implementation of this new safe and affordable drinking water program, including one, implementation of fee collection systems. So, okay, if I'm reading this correctly, again, like I always say, not Albert Einstein here, but the monies that they're taking from you are going to be spent on collecting money from you. That's hilarious, but let's keep going. 2, adoption of an annual implementation plan. And 3, development of a map of high-risk aquifers used as drinking water sources. Okay, let's keep going in the article. And San Francisco Chronicle notes the details of the proposed tax are unknown, but a similar proposal was abandoned by then Governor Jerry Brown last year after failing to garner enough support in legislature. Critics have already slammed the plan, with former Republican gubernatorial candidate Travis Allen urging fellow Republicans to, quote unquote, take back the state. And the Howard Jarvis Taxpayer Association and Association of California Water Agencies saying the state should tap into its budget surplus to pay for the needed clear water supplies. Makes perfect sense to me. So that's pretty much the end of that article. One thing that I've seen a lot of people say as a response to this article is the next thing California will put a tax on is the air that you breathe. Well, I think we're pretty much too late on that end, because the whole issue of smog and trying to achieve clean air and green energy and climate change. There's already carbon taxes. You got this whole cap and trade thing to promote clean air, but it ain't nothing but a tax in itself. So there are taxes on air that you breathe right now in California. One thing that is not a tax on yet, as far as I know, and if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, is a tax on food. But that'll be there soon enough. And food stamps will be exempt, of course, because you can't offend your constituents, many of whom are not here in the country legally. This is really a shame. California, it's a beautiful place, but I think that it's much too big, and it's difficult for any kind of almost federal government system, because that's the kind of way I see it. California is like a small USA that has not been broken apart yet, and it should be broken apart. Rather than having Gavin Newsom, root from Sacramento, basically have the state broken up so it's easier to manage. That may be kind of an unpopular opinion, but I think it's the correct one, because I don't think the issues of San Francisco are the same as way up Northern California or Inland Empire or even LA. So to have this one size fit all type thing ain't really the way to go. People are leaving California in droves. I read somewhere a while back that it costs 3 times as much to take a U-Haul from San Francisco to Dallas than it does the other way around, because people are leaving California so much, they keep taking so much of the equipment with them on these one-way trips. So to make up for the loss, they got to end up paying more to, recuperate their equipment loss. Less people are coming in San Francisco with a U-Haul, but more people are leaving. You see, like I said, again, a beautiful state, California, but you got taxes on everything. Taxes on gas. I mean, you're paying $3 a gallon, $4 a gallon. I'm paying like less than $2. And where is the money really going? People can say that the money's going to go towards this, clean water fund, but is it really? I mean, once it gets to the government's hands, you have no idea where the money is going. It can go anywhere. They can just put little bits of money into that fund. How are you really going to know how much revenue has been generated from the tax? And what's the tax going to be? That's one thing I've not seen yet. And if you know what tax is going to be, let me know in the comments below. Is it going to be very small to the point where you wouldn't notice? Or is it going to be a behemoth tax like the way it is with gas right now? $3 and $4 a gallon for gas, when people all across the country, even in states that are like right next to you, such as Arizona, they're paying less than $2. It's really absurd. But what do you think? Do you think that it makes sense to have a tax on drinking water? And if it does make sense, does it make sense to have that money allegedly go towards other drinking water? I just don't understand. But do you think that I'm pretty much on point here for my assertion about how this tax is really ridiculous? They're taxing everything. They're taxing the air that you breathe, the water that you drink. What's going to be next? Can you even live in a place that has such high expenses like that? Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.